What's going on, VC? Cheers to the weekend. Joachim here. I have a stack of singles to share with you guys. Initially, I intended to do continue to do a A to Z series, but I realized that I believe I showed all the singles I have with the letter X, so I kicked myself out of that rabbit hole, and today I'm just sharing with you records that I pull out. I think they're all great, within their particular genres. So this is again punk. Let's start this. So share with you guys. I recommend them all. So let's kickstart with a classic, 1977 alternative TV. You bastard. How much longer? This came out on Deptford Fun City Records in 1977, and this is a classic. You Bastard probably is one of my favorite guitar licks of all time. Everybody should have this single in their collection. It is essential. There you go. I think this was reshoot recently. Next one up, great record. These guys, they were formed in 1979 in UK. This is a punk power pop with power pop sensibility. Blitz Boys, Eddie's New Shoes. Eddie's New Shoes is probably the most well-known track on this record because it was featured in maybe more than one Kill by Dead comps, but every single song on this record is great. This came out on Told You So Records. However, this is a reissue in 1980, but this is a reissue on Sing Sing Records. So I think Sing Sing is no longer around with us, so this had to be like early 2010s. This is great. Eddie's New Shoes is a great tune, but Eddie's Friends and She Told My Friends, great. Check this out if you like power punk or power pop, early punk or power pop. You will not regret it. You probably can find this pretty cheap. Strongly encourage you to get this one. Next one up, from 1993, 90s American hardcore band from Michigan. This came out, I had to write this down because I couldn't read it. This came out on Profane Existence. Yeah, there you go. Civil Disobedience. I love this record. Like the first tune on this record, I think Planet of the Fakes, it does have this brutal negative approach, a feel to it. These guys, for people that are into D-beat, like the grindcore and crust, these guys, like, they were on the verge of jumping to that sound, but they stayed more true to the classic hardcore roots. This is a fantastic record. I recommend this for any 90s punk fan. It's fantastic. Next one up, second single by the Depressions. What a glare here. Let's see if I can do anything better with this lamp. Not really. Anyways, Depressions, Messing With Your Heart. The B-side is Street Kid. This came out in 1978. This is the German pressing of their record on Barn Records. This is great, man. If you're not familiar with the Depressions, and if you like the Ruts, if you're a Ruts fan, you will love the Depressions. In particular, this single, even though the first single, which is Family Planning, I can't remember. It's more sought after. This one takes the cake for me. It's classic. Any Ruts fan out there, if you're not familiar with this one, go check them out. Uh, 1978 on Sexo Records, hailing from Mississippi. This is amazing. This is for the Kill by Dead fans. This is Ed Nasty and the Dope Heads. You know, for me, just like I will describe this as just like pure nihilistic Kill by Dead sound, like heavily bass driven, and he has a garage feel. This rips. This came out, as I said, on Sexo Records, but this is some bootleg. These rips, you need this record in your collection. Again, another cheapo, you can find it easily. Great. I'm gonna be everything in You Sucker. It's classic early American punk. Check it out. Another one from the 90s. This is great. This came out in '96. Band is Fleas and Lies. This is a split with an American band called Ass Rash. Yeah, I'm showing this record. I haven't listened to this in, well, I do listen to this once in a while. I'm not gonna say I haven't listened to this in many years, but when this came out, it was like, you know, maybe for a summer, it was like the anthem for the punk kid crew. Even if you're not into that kind of sound, 90s punk or hardcore, just listen to the song of the punk, so you can have a understanding of what, you know, the 90s were all about. Fleas and Lies of the punks. Next one up, hailing from Osaka, Japan. This came out on Street Mission Records in 2017. According to Discogs, however, the record says 2016. No, 17 was recorded in 16th. This is Gyros. Man, I love these guys. I wrote this down. So according to Discogs, they are a 70s Kill by Dead punk band. So the way I describe this, I describe them as a chaotic garage punk, but they can play. This is great. Check it out. Another cheapo, the Gyros, Razor Dog. This, I think, will appeal to people that like hardcore, people that like power pop, people like punk, garage. Yeah, it rips. For a band that got, you know, they're from the early 2010s. They're great. One of the best that came out of Japan, in my opinion, within the last 15 years. Next one up, a record I haven't listened to in a long time. The Hysterics. I believe they were from New Jersey. They have that New Jersey 90s sound. You know, it's just straight up punk with some hardcore feel. They have like some, I think it's Up Your Ass, which is just like a ska tune, but like this dirtier Operation Ivy sound. It rips. Yeah, for me, it definitely took me down the memory lane. Hysterics. There we go. Maybe you can type on YouTube Hysterics. It's gonna get worse. I don't know. Try to find it. It's pretty good. Next, an absolutely essential for you know, this is one of the best singles that ever came out from Brazil. Inocentes, Miseriforme, which mean the innocence, misery, and hunger. Man, this rips. This came out 1988 on Devil Discos. This is some reissue. It's not the original. The original is pretty sought after. This is from 2001. Doesn't say the label. Sounds great. Yeah, it's a good record for you to you know, to start dipping into Brazilian punk. You know, even though there's a lot of Brazilian material prior to this, I think Brazil kind of exploded like in '84, but this is like a good listening to understand the Brazilian sound. Classic. Next one up, 1981 on New Age Records from Columbus, Ohio. The Jet Boys with I Don't Want To and Get the Kids Jumping. This is like classic, you know, American power pop from early 80s. Yeah, there's a ton of bands that sound like them. I listened to this one. It's a record, you know, I'll rate it like, on a scale 0 to 10, I'll give them a 5. It's pretty cool, and I know it's been reissued. It's pretty easy to get your hands on. If you like power pop, you need this. Next one up, my favorite psychobilly band, at least live band. There's no one can do it like they do. King Kurt, Road to Wreck and Ruin. This is on Stiff Records, 1985 on Stiff. Man, it's amazing. If you're in a room and Road to Wreck and Ruin is playing and people don't, you know, respond to it, you don't want to be around people like that. This is a classic. Fantastic. Check it out. Decided to show a pretty, put my notes away, a pretty weird one. This is, yeah, Lucrate Milk or Lucrate Milk. This is classic. This is a kind almost like a cult French art punk from '79. This came out in '81 on Zeb Production. Pretty weird, but in a good way. I think like Devo fans should give it a try. Check the song. She Told Me About Leeds Permanent Building Society. This is artsy, experimental, weird, not crass weird, really out there. But I decided to show it because I know, you know, since it's a French band, which is beloved by within the French punk scene, but I know they don't get much exposure, you know, outside of France, and this is a classic. Next one up, oh my god, this is great. From Long Beach, second single by Modern Warfare. This came out, I cannot read this, Beamy's Brain Records, and this record is so overlooked. Their first single is pretty sought after. It's pretty expensive. This one is slightly different. They're more embracing the Southern California hardcore on this record. They're not as raw and experimental as they were on their first, but this thing is fantastic. Listen to No Passion or Suburban Death Row. Classic. Need this. Next one up. This was a self-release in 1978. Colorado power pop band. This is straight up, well played power pop. Again, early power pops came out in 1978, so prior to the power pop explosion. This was finally released in 2019 by a Portuguese label called Different Class Records. The news, spread the news. This is fantastic. Listen to the song Trying to Ride the New Wave. She's so square. You will love this if you enjoy power pop. Next one up came out on 1986 on 10 Records. Boston's answer to Replacements, Oysters. Mine Caroline and Tell Me. Yeah, if you like punk, power pop, like the Replacements, early Replacements, you gotta listen to the Oysters. Classic. Next one up, 1979 on Vision Records. Hailing from Houston, Texas. This rips. This is fantastic. Band Plastic Idols, first single IUD, follow with Sophistication. Man, this rips. I will describe this as if you're familiar with Crisis, UK band Crisis. It's like Crisis meets Dr. Feelgood. It is absolutely amazing. You do need this single in your life. Again, Plastic Idols. 1979. This came out on this came out on J Records. But this is a reissue on Munster Records from Spain. It doesn't say the year. At least 10 years, at least. This is classic. When I hear someone talking about, oh, Kill by Dead, this is one of the first bands that comes to my mind, the Psychic Vaults. Totally useless with Horror Stories. This came out, as I said, 79. Horror Stories, in my opinion, Horror Stories number 5, it's almost the first, like, hardcore song ever made. Even though Middle Class, first single that it's often credited as the first hardcore album single ever, came out 1978, maybe a couple months prior to this. This tune is fantastic. Psychic Vaults, check them out. Long Beach. Oh, I didn't write the year. Ruts Records. This was maybe 82, 83, around that time. Reign of Terror. This is fantastic. This is like, when the hardcore, the American hardcore scene were embracing a little bit, starting to embrace metal and becoming more crossover. They do have like little nuances of jumping on that bandwagon, but they stayed more true to that crude, but also melodic Southern California sound. This is classic. Listen to the song Don't Blame Me. It's classic, classic, classic. And last but not least, a band loved by many and hated by many more, Violent Society, Special Duties. I'm showing this one because it's my favorite by them. Violent Society on Randler Records. This is amazing. It Ain't Our Fault, classic. And by the way, Reign of Terror, if you like Agent Orange, you'll love Reign of Terror. That's it, guys. Special Duties to close the show. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.